The young parents of today have seen a change in technology in something as simple as watching a television show or recording a television show. Whereas today you would use a DVR or a TiVo system to record your show to play back later. In their day, when they were children, they remember a time where movies had to be recorded on a VCR using a VHS tape. And this tape was essentially a magnetic tape that recorded all the show. Didn't get to go to particular spots. You either rewound, fast-forwarded, or played. And the young parents of today also remember a time when they would use cassette tapes, and these cassette tapes would go into a portable stereo called a Walkman. You'd put these tapes in and you'd play them. Again, the cassette tapes were more like a miniature version of a VHS tape, still magnetic and still a tape. And again, you can only rewind, fast forward, or play. There was no searching for your favorite song. The personal stereo idea wasn't just something small like a Walkman. It also included much larger devices that typically were either carried in the hands because they were so heavy, or on the shoulder, I guess just to show off how much you had. These devices were called boom boxes, and they were another way of sharing your music with the world, especially rather loudly. The young parents of today were around to see the evolution of the personal computer or the home computer. Probably none of these home computers were more successful than the Commodore 64. On this computer, you could actually write your own programs. They weren't that complicated. Or you could subscribe to a magazine that would send some programs to you. This created a new culture of techno people who would actually write programs for other people. They could be functional programs where you could actually learn to balance your checkbook on it. But oddly enough, they were mostly games. The young adults of today have actually seen the birth of the brand new culture, the gaming culture. Nowadays it's normal, but back when the young parents were much younger, the birth of this was actually a relatively new thing, and many people were afraid of how our children would have turned out. Well, they seem to have turned out fairly well, and they produced their own generation of gamers too. This first generation of gaming included game titles like Pac-Man, Frogger, Donkey Kong, Tetris. The name goes on and on and on. It also saw the birth of several new game consoles too.